Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over part 2 to the story I covered a couple hours ago, which is titled, Am I Wrong for Ultimately Wanting a Divorce, Even After My Wife Has Showed Much More Effort into Our Relationship? And guys, that's about the guy, you just saw this video, but real quick recap, who is divorcing his wife, or he wants to divorce his wife after he found out on New Year's Eve that she's cheating on him. And this has been going on for several months now to his knowledge. He found the log of texts and phone calls. He's found spicy pictures on her phone that she's obviously not sending him. All these other things. And upon finding this out and confronting her, she's been love bombing him and on her best behavior, and just his gut tells him this is just, no, there's way more going on here. It's got to end. And I might add that his family has given him a hard time about wanting to divorce her and risk being disowned by them. And so we're going to pick up where things left off to see how he handles it. And let me tell you, the guy does handle it quite well, especially what she's willing to offer to get him back. It says here, I sit here typing this out this morning on my morning break while listening to Tuesday's Gone by Leonard Skinner. After a long day of considering my options on Friday, I sat my wife down on Friday evening when she got off work, and I had the kids to bed. As soon as I brought up that my trust in her was completely gone, she immediately became argumentative and essentially stated that I thought you had left this in the past. You never trusted me, did you? So he's the bad guy here. Immediately the gaslighting begins. She's cheating on him, and he's not over this, and he's the bad guy for not getting over this. Weak guys would be messed up by this. I responded with, even if you didn't do anything physical or met up with him outside of work, you never let me see those text messages. You never pull the Snapchat data. She responded with, you're right. Marriage is based off trust, and if you don't trust me, then maybe we ought to call it quits. Are you kidding me? She's lecturing him about trust. Look what she's done. Look what she's been doing. And he's the bad guy here? Well, that's how they operate. All things from the Hobag Handbook. The irony is this, is that I worked 18 and 19-hour days for the past few years, barely being able to do anything I wanted to do in my life because of supporting our kids, getting them to bed, cleaning the house all the time, doing all the cooking, barely even getting enough sleep. Probably took years off my life just from the stress. Smack! I respect he's busting his tail to take care of his family, but he's busting his tail too much. If he's working like crazy 18 and 19-hour days, and when does this guy sleep? 4 hours? Sometimes that happens. Why is he also cleaning the house, cooking, putting the kids to sleep? Where's she during all this? You can't tell me. He's in the other story. He said that she has a job and has this guy working under her. Haha. But really, they're that hard up, or really she can't do other things in the house? She on New Year's Eve said, F the kids, F you, and essentially went out to party with her friends, all while ignoring calls from me and our daughter asking where she was, while also responding to her bare minimum emotional affair partner. Not getting all the details, so to not repeat myself between this and the update. Long story short, in my state, we had to separate for a year before a divorce can be finalized. Oh God, one of those, huh? That's a long year. When I agreed with her that we should start separating, and that I had already been in contact with a lawyer, she freaked the F out, and then she begged me not to go through with it, but alas. Yeah, so remember, she was put on the best behavior and the love bombing and everything, but now that he's back to wanting to divorce her, now he's the bad guy again. Next Friday, I'll be dropping her off at her parents a few hours away. The kids will be staying with me for now with the help of one of my brothers. I told her there was only one way I would put this off for now. That was pull the data, pull the text, prove your case. She looked down at the ground one more time and told me that's a violation of her privacy. Fine. See it as you want to see as a violation of your privacy, but if you want to stay married to me, you're going to reveal all this stuff. And notice how she stopped, looked at the ground. When somebody looks at the ground, you know there's lying going on. We haven't spoken since. And for my kids, I got to keep on keeping on. Yes, you got to stay strong for your kids, because your kids know something's going on here, obviously. Got to be strong for your babies, man. An update, trickle truth. It says, first, it was a guy in a different state. Second, it was a coworker. Third, it was someone underneath her that she supervises. Fourth, and just now, randomly got a text from her stating she may have told him she loves him, but instantly regretted it, and that's it. Right, says Dr. Evil. And let me reiterate, The process of separation starts this coming Friday. In my state, you cannot divorce immediately. It takes a full year. I say this because of all the people stating that just divorce and be done with it. It also those stating stop giving second chances. So, yeah, guys, a lot of places they make you wait for a fucking year. And that is what it is, and that's crazy, but every state's different. But notice I mentioned a little bit earlier about apparently she's talking to other guys as well. But it's like, guys, if your girlfriend or wife is on Snapchat, what the hell do you think she's using that for? They might as well call it cheat chat. Final update. On to the really good stuff. This is long story short. I found out my wife has been having an affair on New Year's Eve and sat down with our kids. After ignoring calls from not only me but our daughter, asking where she was, I went through her phone records to see while she ignored our calls, blah, blah, blah. For the record, it was the first time in over 12 years of being together that I ever had a gut feeling to do so. Never checked them prior to that night. He's been married 12 years and never had any reason to check her out, but that night it was just too much. Well, here's the thing about cheaters. In the beginning, they're usually super slick at covering up their tracks and all. But over time, as they get away with it and never get caught, cheaters as well as other people doing various things, they tend to get sloppy because they figure, hey, I'm not getting caught. And then eventually becomes obvious. Like New Year's Eve, it was just too obvious. I called the friend she was supposed to be with, and they ignored all my calls as well. After confronting her through text at around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, she was home within 5 minutes, screaming at me and yelling at me as I had tried to go to sleep. He's recapping New Year's Eve. Got blamed for everything, even though I had been loyal and the financial breadwinner in our entire marriage. She ended up gaslighting me and trickle-truthing as I tried to keep things together for the kids. I'll spare you all the details so they can be found in previous updates from the original post. Fast forward to today. I filed for divorce against my family's wishes. Awesome, bro. No need to suffer any longer. And remember in the first story, guys, he said his family would disown him if, God forbid, he would end his terrible marriage. He said his parents, his aunts and uncles, his cousins. Well, guess what? Fuck his parents, fuck his aunt and uncles, and definitely fuck his cousins. But at least his brothers are on his side. His family is him and the kids. And now his brothers. And if his parents have a problem with it, too freaking bad. You're not going to see your grandkids. How about that? It says here, we are separated, but the divorce can't be finalized until next year. 1 year being separated is required. She begged and begged for me not to go through with it and begged me to stay. Not to toss everything out in one little mistake. There you go. Hobag Handbook Chapter 5 when they call it one mistake. You're cheating for 3 months. Probably longer. Not just texting on Snapchat with multiple dudes, but physically hooking up with someone. And it's a one-time mistake. What a steaming pile of crap. Finding out she sees infidelity as a mistake. That lasted 3 months. Yeah. Regardless, I spent a lot of time home with my kids. She sees them on weekends if she chooses. Has only been a couple of times. So even then, he has the kids, which is great. She has the opportunity to see them, and she's still missing opportunities to see them. Gee, mom of the year here. What do you think she's doing with her time? Really? Or who she's doing with her time? I'd love to say that I'm over with it, but I'm still healing. I really did love her, and I wish things had worked out differently, but I can never trust her again. Yeah, obviously he didn't want this, but you cannot be married to someone, a relationship with someone you can't trust. She tried everything she could sexually to get me to stay. Hell, the day she finally confessed everything, I came home to her dressed up like I'd never seen her before, ready to go, and I declined. That probably pissed her off. She went as far as offering me head every day for the rest of our lives if I stay. Yeah, sure. You know, it's funny. Women can't take rejection. You all know this. You know, either they become totally psycho on you or they become obsessed with you and their mission is to get you back. But when a guy rejects them, their advances in the bedroom, you know, you come home and she's trying to win this guy back and she's wearing some sexy lingerie or whatever she wears to get him off. And he's like, nah, not interested. Or he turns out getting head every day. Nah, not in. That would send him to the stratosphere. And besides, yeah, good, really, head every day the rest of their lives, yeah, that would probably last like 3 days. I've been working and taking care of the kids. It's harder on them than it is for me, to be honest. They still don't understand. I've just been telling them that mommy has some things she's working on, and I don't have the heart to tell them we won't be a functional household anymore at this point. That's unfortunate. But it's far better to be happily divorced than miserably married, you know? Or married and miserable. I don't even know if miserably is a word. Married and miserable. But you got to be there for the kids and let them know no matter what, you love them. It's not their fault that you're with them and have their backs. You know, you're going to be okay, Dad. And he's shown through his actions he's willing to bust his ass to take care of his family. But I would certainly at this point, if the kids are old enough, start assigning those kids some chores. You know, put the dishes away. If they're old enough, can actually reach the cupboard. Sweep the floor. Little jobs. All kids should have chores. Even if they're walking and can understand what you're saying, all little kids should have chores. It builds character. Also, my parents have at one time tried to reach out to me since I've told them I'm filing for divorce, not even to check on my kids or anything. Well, there you go. That says everything. It'd be one thing if they're not talking to you, but the fact that they're disowning their own grandkids, fuck them. You're at your lowest point in life and they can't support you and have, not financially, but just being with you. The hell with them. But I've been making this work with the help of my brothers and a few good friends. A few girlfriends from the past have hit me up to see if I want to catch up, but I need to focus on myself and the kids. Isn't that amazing how that works? The second it gets out, a guy is now single or going to be single soon, and all these gals come out of the woodworks to get their chance of this guy, which that's nice for him. It says a lot about him, but no way. He needs to get through this divorce. And then afterwards, take care of him and the kids. The last thing he needs is, and by the way, he said a few girlfriends from the past, so I'm assuming exes. Well, they're exes for a reason, so keep them in the past. Thank everybody for reaching out and DM me and commenting. He also says, to clarify, because people are asking about the 3 months, I have records proving she heavily texted him for 3 months straight. Thousands of times a month. Thousands of times in a month? What the hell? I mean, how much time is there to actually text thousands of times in a month? God almighty. If I checked sooner, I'd have known, but nothing was amiss in our home life until New Year's Eve. She also admitted through a snap video sent to me that she'd kissed him one time, but instantly regretted it and it meant nothing. It's not like when you and I kiss. I feel a deep connection. I get butterflies every time you touch me. I effed up. I really effed up, and I'm so sorry I did this to you. If you need a divorce, I understand, but I really want to give this another shot to start fresh. These are all the things she's saying to him. Well, no way Jezebel's not working out a second time. So there you go, guys. So once a cheater, always a cheater. They're going to say the same old things, but you can't take them back. And this guy, he really tried. You can hear he's busting his tail. He was doing too much, in my opinion, to take care of the family. She wasn't doing enough. And how she repay his kindness? Having the affair. And he never saw anything wrong in 12 years until finally she slipped up too much New Year's Eve. If he didn't find that out, it could have been going on way longer. So there you go. Justice is served. I mean, I feel bad for the kids, but in the end, the kids will be better off than them being together and having this going on. And if he stayed with her, it would be way, way worse. But I love that he rejected her with her little coming home with her in her little outfit. Nope, not interested. Her offering to give him head every day for the rest of their lives. Nope, not interested. You weren't that good anyway, honey. So I wish this guy the best. Take it one day at a time. Listen to his lawyer. He's going to be okay. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.